This is the last in the series on the 9 afflicting thoughts. I'm actually not even covering all of them. I'm not going all through them, but I urge you to go to my book at tiny.cc/elders and get The Way of the Desert Elders that talks about the 9 afflicting thoughts and the corresponding virtues that keep those in check and make us better people, but also make our world a better place. I was going to go into all of the ways that some of our leaders fail us by showing us the vices. I was going to go into envy, pride, and vainglory. And you know what? I just can't stomach it anymore. I just can't stomach going into all of the awful things our leaders do. Our government officials, the elite corporate heads, it's disgusting. And going into it more is revolting to me. So instead of doing that, I'm going to point you in a direction to learn about the virtues. And briefly, I'll explain what envy is, and vainglory and pride. So pride is actually thinking a lot of yourself, arrogance, as we all know, but it is also something that happens to virtuous people. Pride happens when we think we've got it all together, but it's just those other people, those other gross people who do everything wrong. When we stop thinking that we are capable of and doing things wrong, we get into a trap called pride. It means that we think grace doesn't apply to us anymore, and grace isn't the reason we've progressed at all in spiritual maturity. Now, vainglory is showing off. It's something that has gotten to be incredibly popular as we have things like selfies and brand ambassadors and influencers. You're supposed to show off. You're supposed to show how much you have and how amazing your life is. But it avoids modesty, which is a virtue that is really soul preserving. It helps us keep our humility and our humanity. So vainglory is this thing where we might do stunts or try to show people that we're impressive. We might try to social signal. And it all reflects back on this kind of bankruptcy we have in spiritual maturity. Modesty and not being too concerned with your own prowess or capacities or abilities or blessings is actually a right-centered, a right-oriented way to be in the world. The desert elders, the mothers and fathers of the desert in the 300s and 400s, were so good at exemplifying this. We can't trust our leaders to be good at vainglory and to instead embrace modesty, but we can go to our ancient spiritual forebears and learn from them, learn from the best. And the last one I'll talk about is envy. It's wanting what someone else has. And we know that there's one of the 10 commandments is do not covet. Covet happens only in the presence of envy. Envy means we feel inferior. We feel inferior to someone else for some reason. Maybe they got something that we didn't get. Maybe they have something that we don't have. And what it does is it kind of punctuates this inferiority complex within us, and we feel badly towards them. We might malign them. We might try to undermine them in some way. And when we envy, we reveal that we aren't happy with ourselves as we are, not at all. And so instead of envy, we can counteract that with generosity and celebration, celebrating the wins of others, being truly happy for other people, even when it's not our win. Thinking of when other people find blessing or good fortune, it's good for everybody. And with that kind of attitude, we gain spiritual maturity. I hope that this series, though it was cut short, I hope it was insightful in some way. I hope you might share it or speak about it to someone else in your life. And I hope that you might also get The Way of the Desert Elders at tiny.cc/sparkmymuse/elders and pre-order that. It would really help my book sales, and I appreciate you very much.